Alright, hey guys, welcome back. A buddy of mine asked for some video on smoking trout. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to clean some of these trout I caught and go through the process of prepping them for the smoker and smoking them and giving them a taste test. So it'll be over a couple days. We'll get started here. Alright, when I clean them, I just like to do it outside because it's kind of messy. And I gotta give my guts to my chickens anyway, so that's what we'll do here. And then I usually just nip around here the gills so I can get those all out and pull or two. Let me get that far. Get that disconnected there. All right. So once you've made those cuts and you got it pretty well open, I just take the back of the knife, kind of run it down that bullet vein in the middle there, and run my thumb across there. Get a little water. All right, we'll see about this big one. Ooh. There we go. There. So if you're inclined, you can definitely take the heads off them, but I don't. When I pan fry them, smoke them, whatever, heads on. Keep the head on the whole time. There we go. Once you get that, you can pretty much just rip everything right out of there. And that stomach doesn't feel like much in there. Cut it open, but I can't feel anything. Fish hasn't eaten much. So once I get the bulk of it cleaned out, we'll call that good, and we'll throw it in the sink and give it another rinsing in the house. But that's how it's gonna look. We'll take that treasure for the chickens. You stinking girls. So once I get them inside, then I just clean them out a little better where I got some faster water. There we go. All right, so we're back. We let those fish sit overnight. Put them back in the sink here. It's a shame that they lose so much of their pretty color, but that's what happens. And now over here, all we have for this, it's super simple. We just have half a cup of salt, half a cup of brown sugar, and we just stir until that is dissolved. And I don't feel any gritty salt on the bottom, so that should be good. Move that a little closer here. All right. And then we're just gonna give our fish one last wipe down here. A little bit of slime on them, and sometimes, so get a little bit of that. Make sure they're clean, and then we just plop them into our brine. Put them back in our brine, and then we're going to just top it off with cold water. All right, we just want our fish submerged here for the most part in the brine, and then we're going to stick them in the fridge till this evening. And then I'll show you the next part. All right, here we go. We're back for the next step. So these trout have been sitting in this brine for, I don't know, 8-10 hours today. A lot of time the recipe I use says like it could be just 2 hours, but I like to really let them get a good soak, and then we're just gonna drain them. We're just dumping them in here. Drain them off. All right, so these trout are all brined, they're drained. We are going to set them on a wire rack, and they're going to go in the fridge again overnight. And the reason for that is to dry off. And we don't want to, wipe them down. We want them just to kind of air dry and get kind of tacky, sticky. So when they go in the smoker, that smoke will adhere and kind of stick to the skin. So one thing that I do that I don't find on the recipe is I just take some toothpicks like this and cut them in half, and I prop open this fish. And it actually says in the recipe that you don't need to do that, that they will get enough smoke in them without doing that, but I definitely feel it's worth the little bit of effort to do it. Just put a few toothpicks like that. I've not smoked a fish as big as this guy, so I'm not used to putting the whole toothpicks in there. Usually something like this size here. But that's it. We just do that. We're going to stick them in the fridge again overnight. Let them dry off. Stay cool, but dry off. And then in the morning, we will put them on the smoker. And that will be the next step. All right, guys. So here's what they look like after been sitting up all night, and we're going to get them out on the smoker. All right, so we got the smoker set to 200 degrees. And put these each in here, and we're gonna let it, it's cold now, let it come up to temp with the fish. And we're gonna be using some cherry. Alright guys, so we've had them on for about 3 hours. And there's the little one. There's the big boy. Finished product. And let's see here. Ooh, this big guy's got a lot of meat. That's nice. All right, excellent. All right, well, there you have it, guys. Smoked trout. Fresh from the sand counties. So give it a try and let me know how it goes for you. Till then, tight lines.